Hey guys, why are our men of today dying faster than women across the world? Is the cause only biological, or there's something else that the society refuses to talk about? But right in this video, I'm going to uncover all the shocking truths about why men are dying faster than women, and also the solution, what we can actually do to change this narrative. If you are watching my video for the first time, please kindly press the subscription button, subscribe to my channel. Subscription is free. Like, share and comment on my video. And if you are a returning subscriber, God bless you. I'm that your humble brother and your friend, Stephen Oluwatumininu. Why are our men dying faster than women? This is so common nowadays. I have about 6 points here to be discussed in detail, and each will be discussed one after the other. Let's first look at the first point, which is biological and genetic difference. God has actually created us in different ways, and He has deposited some things in us that makes us to be different. Number one example is hormone. For example, estrogen is one of the hormone that is dominant in women that helps to protect the health of the heart and regulate the cholesterol. While testosterone is one of the hormones that is dominant in men that is linked to aggression, risky behavior, and also higher level of cholesterol in men. And we know cholesterol is very, very bad for cardiovascular system. Cholesterol leads to, plaque building up within the inner lining of the blood vessels, preventing a free flow of blood within the blood vessels. Thereby, blood begin to flow under a greater pressure, which can easily lead to the rupturing of the blood vessels. And if all these blood vessels eventually ruptured, this can lead to bleeding in some parts of the brain that will cause cerebrovascular accident, leading to stroke and some other serious health challenges that can easily cut short the life of our men, preventing some dreams and aspirations from being fulfilled. The second one I shall be talking about is mental stress and anxiety. But before I talk about this, let me cite to you a scenario. Why I concluded that the society at large really want us to die early. Even our immediate family want us to die early. I don't just arrive at this conclusion, but listen to the reason. I was invited to come and give lecture at the Women Fellowship International Anniversary last year. Now, the clergy that climbed the podium ahead of me spoke about some things. He asked the question from the old, women, that who's supposed to die first between the husband and the wife. Honestly, all of them chorously just answered that it is man that's supposed to die first. I didn't know where that noise came out from my mouth. I now asked those women beside me. I said, why do you have to say so? What is your reason? They said, who will take care of the children? Who will, at least it's the women that will stay back and take care of the children. And I said, So all this, my running up and down all this while, sleepless nights, greater pressures on me to pay the children's school fees, to cater for their needs, to attend to their feeding, house rent and all these things. Am I not taking care of the children? Honestly, it looks very funny. And that is why I arrived at this point I'm about to discuss, which is this mental stress and anxiety. The society has placed a heavy expectation on men to provide for finance and cater for total responsibilities of the family. This prolonged pressure on men, is causing them some unnecessary stress, fear of failure, and even, on in an inability for them to meet up with the expectation of this family, leads them, to develop panic attack and emotional breakdown. And do you know that this prolonged pressure even leads to the release of hormone called cortisol? Cortisol is also called a stress hormone. And stress hormone usually triggers our blood pressure, leading to increased blood pressure. finally leading to hypertension, because cortisol regulates our metabolism. It also regulates our blood pressure, and higher level of this cortisol in the blood will triggers our blood pressure, leading to hypertension. And we know the complication of hypertension is stroke. Apart from stroke, we have other cardiovascular diseases. We also develop ulcers, and even weakened immune system. And when someone's immune system has been weakened, it gives chance for unnecessary, diseases that are supposed to have been defended by our immune system to gain, a free entrance into our body, causing series of havoc, thereby leading to unnecessary illness, hospitalizations, and cutting short our life. Please, let's be aware of this. Another one is emotional suppression and isolation. Now, in an attempt to meet up with the expectations or with the demands of the family, men are usually seen as the strong pillar of the family. And because men don't want to appear as weak, they refuse to discuss most of their problems and challenges with others, and as a result, they suffer in silence, they die in silence, and this suffering and smiling gradually lead to development of, depression, men developing, depression, series of, suicidal thoughts and attempts, suicidal actions. Even some engage in alcohol abuse, substance abuse, and all these can easily lead to terminal diseases like liver cirrhosis. So many terminal diseases that can easily cut short men's life. Please, let's be aware of this. Another one is overworking and burnout. A typical example is a 45-year-old man that took up multiple jobs in an attempt to meet up with the family's demands. This man took up multiple jobs, skipped breakfast, deprived of, proper sleep, could not even sleep up to 4-5 hours a day. Meanwhile, the ideal sleeping hours is up to 8 to 9 ideal sleep per day. This man couldn't sleep ideally. The maximum hours he do sleep a day is 4 to 5 hours. He ignored his medical checkup. He could not go for medical checkup, and to even crown it all his efforts were not being appreciated by the family, and this man finally, broke down emotionally. Now, can you tell me that at the age of 50 years, this man will soon begin to be battling with hypertension, diabetes, and so many other cardiovascular diseases that can easily cut short the life of men? And that is why overworking and burnout is one of the silent killer in men. Just like I said, in an attempt for men to meet up with the family's demand, man took up multiple jobs, longer working hours, sleep deprivation, unable to attend to their medical health and even medical checkups. They are unable to eat good diet as a result of the pressure, work pressure on them, and even inadequate finance, because the man will be looking at, I have to pay for school fees, I have to pay for house rent, I have to take care of feeding, I have to do this, I have to do that. They could not even eat good diet, and as a result, before you know, they fall sick easily. And mind you, burnout is a silent killer that easily leads to physical and mental wears off of man until illness and death finally set in. These are one of the reasons why our men of today are dying faster than women, why most of our dreams and aspirations are left unfulfilled. Let's talk about bad attitude towards health warning signs and symptoms. Our men of today couldn't even have attention for their health any longer. They ignore the warning signs and symptoms. For example, if some of our men are even feeling or experiencing chest pain, they will tell you it will be over, it will go. They can just decide to go for, you know, some painkillers or some analgesics to relieve them, instead of going for proper checkup to really know the actual cause of the chest pain. They ignore those warning signs and symptoms because they have been overwhelmed by the pressure of the family, the expectations of the family, the demands of the family on them. They are being deprived of their appropriate sleep per day. They could not eat good food, just like I've said, and all these things contribute to emotional breakdown, why our men of today are dying faster than women. Another thing is long impact of family pressure, stress, anxiety, emotional instability, and even brain riot. All these things lead to unnecessary and consistent worry, which is cutting the life of our men short today. In case for you to have much knowledge about how to improve your mental health, I've done a video on it. You can visit Stephen Oluwatumeninu on YouTube. You will see my videos. There's one I did about how to improve your mental health. We as a man, we really need it, because honestly, we need to live long together collectively with our wife. We need to live long to collectively enjoy the fruit of our labor. We men can as well go for omugo. Of course, we can do it. But why is it that they don't want us to go for omugo? Why is it that the expectation of the family and, you know, the society at large towards us is to labor hard and die prematurely? It is no longer working now. We are going to live long because we labor hard to take care of our responsibilities, to cater for the family need, to take care of our children. Likewise, we collectively live long to enjoy the fruit of our labor. Now, what is the way out? What is the solution? What can we actually put in place to change this narrative? Number one is regular medical checkup. If you look at the rate of premature death nowadays, it is alarming. We need to pay attention to our health, especially our cardiovascular health. Let's pay attention to our blood pressure. Let's pay attention to our blood sugar. Let's check it regularly. You checked it yesterday doesn't mean you should not check it today. It was normal yesterday, it's not a yardstick that it will be normal today. Let's pay a special attention to our health. Let's go for regular medical examinations. When we have any kind of signs and symptoms or any feelings or any discomfort within our system, let's walk down to the nearby hospital. Let's pay a proper attention to our health. It really matters. It is only when you are healthy that you can take care of someone. Another thing is our diet. We need to eat good food. In the midst of, working hard to take care of the family needs, to cater for family responsibilities, we also need to cater for our own health. Do you know that if we even eat good food, it will boost our immunity? And when we have a strong immunity, it will increase our resilience to some infections and some diseases that will have just gained a free entrance into our body, causing series of havoc, causing some life-threatening diseases that should have even cut short our life or cause any kind of premature death. Let's learn to eat good food in the midst of walking up and down, depriving ourselves of sleepless nights. Another thing is sleeping pattern. We need a regular, good sleeping pattern. I mean ideal sleeping pattern. And the normal ideal sleeping pattern is for you to have 8 to 9 hours of ideal sleep per day. Even if you can observe a siesta, it is very good. Observe a siesta. Don't you even know that lack of sleep usually leads to cognitive decline in men? And when you are cognitively being declined, it will affect the way you think. It will affect your problem-solving abilities. Let's learn to sleep. Let's maintain a normal sleeping pattern and ideal sleeping pattern of about 8 to 9 hours per day. It is very, very important for our health and even our mental health. Another thing is healthy lifestyle. Instead of indulging in alcohol abuse in an attempt to get rid of excessive pressure on us, or involving ourselves in series of substance abuse, let's avoid this. This can easily cut short our life. Most of all these things will result into liver cirrhosis, cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, diabetes, and all these are terminal disease. And what do we mean by terminal disease? Terminal diseases are diseases that you will continue to nurture, nurse, and will eventually or later take away your life, because once it has already been initiated, or developed in our system, it cannot be cured, it can only be managed. Prevention is better and cheaper to cure. Please, let's adhere to all these things. We need to pay attention to our mental health. Just like I said, I have a video on how to improve your mental health at Stephen Oluwatumininu on YouTube. It's on my channel. You can visit it, check how to actually improve your mental health. It is very, very important. It is when you are mentally stable that you can look for a meaningful, avenue to take care of your problems, to work out how you can meet up with your daily demands, you expected demands from the family. May God help us. We need to pay attention to our mental health. Another thing is, do your best and leave the rest. No matter how long you live, you can't do it all. Do your best and leave the rest. God forbid, do you know, even if death eventually take your life away today, those children, those your wife will live their life. Why do you have to kill yourself? Why do you have to go to an extreme that will take your life in an attempt for you to satisfy the life of your children and your wife? I'm not saying you should not do the normal thing. After all, as a responsible man, you are to cater for the family responsibilities. Cater for the total responsibilities of the family. But at the same time, you still need to pay attention to your health. It is when you are alive that you can take care of someone that is alive. Please, let's do our best and leave the rest. Let's avoid going extreme, doing more than enough, more than necessary, that will take or that will cut short our life in an attempt to satisfy family demands. Another thing is you need to avoid unnecessary worry. Why do you have to worry? You need not to worry. Worry will not solve the problem. Worry will not create an avenue or additional opportunity for you to solve your problem. Instead, it will rather complicate your problem. It will rather complicate the everything. So what you need to do is, you don't need to worry. Look for a means, to wipe away your fears, get rid of your fears. Go to my video to actually watch the video on how to improve your mental health. It will really, really help you. Please and please, we need to change this narrative. We need to change, the society expectation about us. We don't have to work hard and die prematurely. We work hard to take care of our family. We also need to live long to enjoy the fruits of our labor. If you have actually benefited from this my video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and comment on my video. Ask your question and I will respond appropriately to it at the comment section. Thank you and God bless you as